Hi guys, it's Michelle, Deception Bytes, and I'm coming to you with the latest Q posts. They were posted on March 15th. It is now actually March 16th because it's 12:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I did want to do this before I toddled off to bed because I think it's important. Anyway, let's get started. Woohoo! Okay, the first one says boom. And that's all it says. Boom, Q. And then the next one, boom, boom, boom. So there are four booms again. Okay. Now I did try to look for some sort of a code or something here because these all have different amounts of O's in them, and these are capitalized and these aren't. So I did all sorts of different variations. I couldn't see anything that popped right out at me, but I also am tired, so it may be there and I'm not seeing it. But I'll take a fresh look at that tomorrow. See if anything pops out at me then. All right. Now, this I placed here just for reference. It's an earlier Q post, so let's go on to the next one, and then we'll reference this one below. So the next one says Iran next. When was the last time we heard that? Iran next. Well, it was March 8th. And this is the post. I just copy and pasted it here. And it was, thank you, Kim. Deal made. Clowns out. Strings cut. We took control. Iran next. Now, what was he saying there? He's saying Iran is next to have deals made, clowns out, strings cut, and to have them take control of it. That's what he was saying. So then he says Rex Tillerson days after. Well, yeah, Rex Tillerson was out. He ousted Tillerson days later. And you're probably saying, well, yeah, so what's that have to do with anything? Well, we're going to see. And we've also got this, Rex Tillerson, Kenya. Well, interestingly enough, he was fired while he was in Kenya. And I really kind of wondered about him being sick there, and he was... he couldn't carry on with his duties, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling better and he could carry on. And he was fired the day after he got back from Kenya. Now apparently, and Trump is very gracious when he fires somebody. He always says, oh, we just had disagreements, and I thought he was very gracious, but there were tensions there, and there had been for a number of months. So anyway, let's take a look at this. Because this news site, most of the ones in the States say that he was fired the day after he got back. But this one, Citizen Digital, says that he was fired while he was in Kenya, which would make sense to me because he got ill while he was there. And he stayed home from his duties, or stayed back from his duties that were expected of him while he was there, and then he got better. So, and I'm not suggesting that he was faking or whatever. I'm just saying it's, if I got fired and I was in a foreign country doing my job, it would be like, okay, I mean, I would carry on with my duty just because that's the type of person I am, but not everybody would. So, I don't know. Anyway, U.S. President Trump has fired his Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, who left Kenya on Monday after a 3-day state visit to Nairobi. The Washington Post reports that Trump asked Tillerson to step aside on Friday, March 9th, moments after he arrived in Kenya. This forced the U.S. Secretary of State to cut short his trip of Africa, telling the media that he was sick. See, that was just confirmed then. Because that's what I was thinking. And even when he got sick over there, I thought, that's a little odd. But anyway, while in Kenya, Tillerson canceled events he was scheduled to undertake in Nairobi on Saturday, the second day of his 3-day visit to the country. He was scheduled to have a working lunch with Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Monica Juma, as well as meet with American diplomats serving at the new U.S. Embassy. So, and it just tells what he was supposed to do over there, and that he cut it short. So, that's interesting, I think. Now, let's go back here. So that's the whole Kenya thing. Rex Tillerson Kenya, and Rex Tillerson days after Q said that Iran is next, Rex Tillerson is out. And there's a big connection between Tillerson and, Iran, because they were counting on him to influence Trump for the nuclear deal. So now let's look at this article. Iran nuclear deal may be first casualty of Tillerson's ouster. I can bet you, I'm not a betting woman, but if I was, I'd bet you anything that that's why he's out. Because, I don't know, I just feel it in my bones. Okay, the nomination of Mike Pompeo to be the next Secretary of State signals President Trump's determination to quit the landmark Iran nuclear deal, which could cause it to unravel, according to national security and arms control experts. Well, that's exactly why he did it. I believe that. If Pompeo is confirmed, Trump will have at his side an advisor who is equally as hardline on Iran and a harsh critic of the 2015 multilateral agreement between the United States and other world powers. Now you have the appointment of someone who has made it an article of faith that the Iran deal is a bad deal that needs to be ripped up, said Robert Malley, president of the International Crisis Group, who helped broker the Iran negotiation under the Obama administration. Well, if it was brokered under the Obama administration, we can just about assume that it's a bad deal for America, right? Because what did Obama do? What did he do that was good for America? I don't know. It may well be the first casualty of Tillerson's ousting. It may well be the first casualty of Tillerson's ousting will be the end of the Iran deal. Pompeo has frequently expressed scorn for Iran, which he once characterized as a thuggish police state and a despotic theocracy, just before Trump named him to head the CIA. Pompeo tweeted that he looked forward to rolling back the nuclear deal, which he called disastrous. So it's not going to happen. They're not going to go forward with that. I can assure you of that. So that's what all this was about. Let's go back here. So Q says Iran next. Rex Tillerson days later, which happened. Rex Tillerson, Kenya. No coincidences. Track. Important. MB. Muslim Brotherhood. And I can bet you the Muslim Brotherhood has something to do with Iran. I mean, there's something there that, there's more to that Q's not saying. I'm quite certain of that. And then he says, boom, Q. Now, I also believe that the booms have something to do with the Clinton Foundation as well. So let's continue on here. I think I've covered everything there. Okay, then we get the next one. And Q is kind of addressing our concerns about the efforts to censor us. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know, except maybe liberals, because, nothing seems to happen to them. But anyway, all the attempts to censor all of media seems to be being censored right now. It's unbelievable. So Q is saying extreme efforts to kill log-in devices. Now, I'm not sure why extreme efforts to kill log-in devices. I don't know why they would be doing that. Why they would want to kill log-in devices. I don't know. Extreme efforts to censor. Extreme efforts. And then he said, dead cat bounce. Enjoy the show. Bring the rain. Q. Okay. Now, people have looked at this and said, this has to do with the stock market. And yes, dead cat bounce is a term that's used on the stock market, but that's not the only place it's used. Okay, it's used when, you know how, I mean, something comes down and then you've got a reflex to that and it goes back up for a short time. I mean, yes, the stock market is a perfect example, but I don't think he's talking about that in this instance. I think he's talking about their efforts to censor that they have made some headway, but right now it looks like they're winning because we're in a dead cat bounce. Do you see what they're in a dead cat bounce? That's how I interpret that. And I know that people don't agree with me because the last time I said that, people said, no, it has to do with the stock market. And I know that term is a stock market term. I'm well aware of that. But I don't think it's being used in that. We can extrapolate from that, yeah, okay, it's used from the stock market, but does that mean that's the only time that can be used to describe something? No. So I don't think it has to do with the stock market because it doesn't fit in with what he's talking here. Why, Q doesn't do that. Q doesn't stick in a whole different topic just on one line. So I don't know, but that's my interpretation. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, this anonymous poster asks Q, says, Q team, trust Sessions still or nah? Why is Fox saying McCabe will skate? Q just responds. He doesn't really respond to it, the negativity or anything. He just says, trust the plan, full control, Q. So he's saying, you got to trust the plan. Like, we've got this fully under control. You don't need to worry about it. Q. Now, this is interesting. This anonymous user, he posted this about the Central Intelligence Agency, which is, I really don't know why, because it looks, I don't know why they did that, but anyway. And then they said, like as if we don't know what the Central Intelligence Agency is. But anyway, he said, Pompeo is Trump's guy. As head of CIA, gather intel on all shady CIA shit we've done, both here and overseas. Moves to State Department to use that intel to help free the world from the CIA bullshit. I really hate foul language, but I'm reading what's there. Now, Q responds to that and says, trust Kansas. Now, I will admit I'm an idiot because in this case, not generally, but in this case I was, because I'm thinking, trust Kansas. Trust Kansas. That makes no sense. What if it was Kansas Trust? Well, so I was looking up that. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, Pompeo is a former Kansas congressman. So that's what that means, because you know how he gives, like he calls Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, and I think he should call Maxine Waters. I think he should call her Cabbage, or maybe Hillary. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what he's just saying, that as a nickname. Trust Kansas. So yeah. And I think it's kind of said like an endearment, Anyway, that's what I think. Now, the next one says, March Madness. Public will know soon. Q. Okay, public will know what? I don't know. But we're going to know soon. I don't know if that's any consolation, because I'm sure that we're not going to know everything, but there's something coming up that we'll know, and it has something to do with March Madness. So, all right. Now, let's go on to the next and last one. Okay, this, I don't know. We've got at 19 first, at 3 first, the link, period. John Perry Barlow. Now, if I need to refresh your memory there, Barlow co-founded the Electronic Freedom Foundation in 1990 to champion free expression and privacy online. Q said that he was murdered. That's what Q told us. According to official reports, he had a, quote, heart attack, but Q said that he was murdered. So, John Perry Barlow. So it has that in a kill box, and then it says 2, 3, 4. So I would assume that John Perry Barlow was 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. And then he says, we have the sub. Now, does he mean, I don't believe he's talking about a sandwich there. I must be hungry because I'm thinking about food. I wish the cats would make me a sandwich. I've fed them for 20 years. 20 years. Could they not make me a sandwich? All right, anyway. So we have the sub. Is this a submarine? Could be. Could be. And then he says hostage release. 1,000 pieces. Now, this is how I read this. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely not. No, I really could be, but I don't know. I think this is, what this is, I don't know, but I think John Perry Barlow is 1, and then there's 2, 3, 4. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. But this, we have the sub. They have a submarine, and then he's saying hostage release. So release the hostages or your submarine's going to be in 1,000 pieces. Does that what that mean? Is that what that means? I don't know. We have the sub. Hostage release. Now, wasn't there a missing sub somewhere? I should have researched that. I was getting tired. I'm going to research that more tomorrow because there's something about, of course, I know that with the whole Hawaii thing, they, what went on there with the false alarm there. I don't know. But anyway, we have the sub. And then Q is saying hostage release, 1,000 pieces. So I take that to mean like we have your sub. You release the hostages or your sub's going to be in 1,000 pieces. So that's how I take that. What the rest means, I don't know. If any of you have any idea, I mean, all these are in kill boxes. And at, he usually does at Snowden, but I don't know. Well, he's done that at sign for lots of people, actually. So I don't know. But that's all I have for tonight. I wish I had more, but that's all I have. So I'm going to wrap this up. And please make sure if you want to be subscribed that you stay subscribed because they are desubscribing people in vast amounts from my channel. And yeah, so censorship. Yeah, anyway, okay, I'm not bitter. I'll get over it. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I hope you stay safe and sleep well. Bye-bye.